Hi guys, welcome back. We're here to talk about CPDs and how to breed them. This is our CPD tank. We've actually got a lot going on here.
I ended up pairing my celestial pearl Danios with some Aspidorus pilotus. Both are breeding well, and I pull the eggs, so there's no issues with the Danios eating the eggs. As you can see, I've got a lot of fry containers on this tank, majority of which I use for the CPDs, with the exception of the middle one, which is for the Aspidora fry.
I posted a video on how I built this tank, and I have added a few things. I've added a sword in here, just in a pot. I needed somewhere to store it.
The plants in here have been growing exceptionally well. If you compare these shots to the build video, you'll see that there has been quite significant growth.
We've been breeding CPDs for just over 1.5 years now, and we've definitely had some success. And I just figured that I would show you my process of breeding them. Now, this is definitely not the only way to do it, and there is heaps of videos out there that can show you different ways. I have 3 steps that I follow to hatch the fry and successfully raise them. So I'm going to walk you through those 3 steps now.
So, the celestial pearl Danio. These guys are a little nano fish that was discovered in 2006. Originally they were classified as a rasbora, and I think they are also known in the aquarium world as galaxy rasboras. I've always known them as celestial pearl Danios, or CPDs for short. They were found in northern Thailand in lush, heavily planted habitats. I've always found that they like a cooler range of temperature. We had the best spawning rate at 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I keep them in a pH of 7 in a softer water, and they seem to be really enjoying that. They are a schooling fish, so I would recommend keeping a minimum of 6 fish. If you can get more, the more the better. And they are really easy to spawn. So let's get into how I spawn them and what I do to raise the fry. So this here is our egg collecting box. Now I made this container, but you can just use a Tupperware container. I would definitely recommend popping something in the bottom to stop the eggs from being eaten by the adults. We add Java moss, as they will spawn in the moss and the eggs will fall and drop through the grate. We collect this pretty much every day. Once I've got it out of the water, it's simply just using a torch and pipetting out any fertile eggs that I can see. It's a pretty simple process and it doesn't take very long, so we can get anywhere between 20 to 100 eggs a day, and then we just go ahead and move them into another container that I use to hatch them out.
So after we collect the eggs, we actually pop them into a little box here. Now you don't have to do this like a box like this. It can be just any sort of container. You don't need a lot of water. We do put an air stone in there. We do put methylene blue in here just to control any fungus that could potentially occur. You don't have to do that. These eggs do hatch quite quickly. They hatch in here with no methylene blue, so it's definitely not required if you can't get your hands on it. It's a little bit of peace of mind for me. So it's not right, it's not wrong, it's optional. You don't have to do it, you can. But we've had a lot of success with breeding them in here. Now when they do hatch, they are very, very, very small. And I struggle to get the footage that you can see. And they basically just sort of lie on the bottom. So once they have hatched out, I take them out of this water with the methylene blue in it and I pop them into a box like this. Now these boxes, I actually made these boxes. So you definitely don't need this. It's just a container similar. So this is actually a fluval hang-on box. As you can see, it's filthy because I've used it. But you can get these at your local aquarium stores. But they work wonders as well. So we just pop some moss in there, water from the parent's tank, and then the babies will go in here.
I will start feeding as soon as I place the babies into this container. These fish are extremely small when they are born. So Infusoria is a great first food. It's alive, it'll encourage them to eat and then get them to free swimming stage. I will feed them the Infusoria 2 to 3 times a day. And then as they grow, upgrading them to vinegar eels and then baby brine shrimp. As soon as I put the babies into this first grow out container, I am doing 50% water changes twice a day. Usually 1 in the morning and then 1 at night before I do the last feed. This is just to ensure the water quality and to keep the fish healthy.
Now, once the babies get onto brine shrimp, I do let them put on a little bit of size in the smaller container, but once they do get a bigger and they are happily eating brine shrimp, I will move them into one of these containers here. It just gives them a little bit more breathing room, and I can add a filter to ensure the water quality. I'll leave them in here basically till they're big enough to either sell or pop into the adult tank. At the moment, I'm adding them into the adult tank just to get my numbers up a little bit before I start start selling them. But I think this new batch that I've got going at the moment will be for sale because I'm quite happy with what I have here. So I'm very excited for that new batch because we had, as the weather has gotten warmer, we've had a lot of spawning activity, so that's really, really great. So that's my 3-step process to breeding these fish. I've really enjoyed breeding these fish, and like I said, I have been doing it for about 1.5 years now. And yeah, they are a wonderful fish and they're unique. So if you can get your hands on them, they won't disappoint you. They are really, really lovely and really fun to watch dart around. As always, like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below because I'd love to hear about your breeding experiences. And I'll catch you on the next one.